Yo, what up, Street Talks? There, Kim. All right, so some thoughts. What is the genesis of hate, and why do we hate others? So, some thoughts. So, first and foremost, I think we tend to hate people or not like people who are not like us, who are different from us, and there's this weird sense of indignation that others should be like us. Now, this is kind of a bizarre thought because I don't want others to be like me because I have the personal pride that I'm proud that I'm different. And so I would never want others to be like me because it's like when you start seeing a bunch of clones of yourself, that kind of hurts your own sense of pride, because if we truly do think that we're individualistic and different and special, whatever, you don't want to see your traits in other people. So our pride comes from a sense of differentness and to be able to distinguish ourselves. And it seems like the rare for the rare, or, beauty belongs to the few, the Horace quote. Kind of true in the sense that most people's is, not from their own fault, but most people's is pretty basic according to just modern society. And as a consequence, anyone who is, kind of average or normal dislikes it when they see us who's different and who is socially aberrant. Now, I know for myself, I'm probably the most socially aberrant person that I personally know. And it's a combination of how I was raised, it's a combination of, just who I am and the conditions of which birthed me. And I don't have no shame in myself. What's up, Kyle? Let's go, man. You enjoying the weather?
Trying to.
You see that UFC fight?
Yeah.
Yo, that was fire, huh?
That was a good one.
I love it. So I think to hate is interesting because, obviously I'm a hater too, right? There's a lot of things I hate and stuff like that. But, if I try to think honestly about why I hate, it's kind of this weird thing where whenever I start to hate others or criticize others, essentially you're trying to feel superior by putting others down. Now, I do this all the time, and I realize that I'm actually quite a big hater, and I don't like it, and I do it subconsciously, but I often measure my own self-worth according to other people's. Oh, I hate it when other people do blah blah blah, rather than being like, yo, I do X, Y, and Z. And so in some ways, to become more moralistic is actually to become more selfish and individualistic, and just not to talk about other people. And also for myself, I don't know the motives or intentions or the life history of other people, but I know my own. So at least I when I speak about my own experiences, I could be a little bit more genuine about myself, and I shouldn't try to pretend to be like other people. Now, once again, I think the first thing is just don't hate on others, become more selfish and become more self-centered, and essentially just leave other people alone. But also know that when you try to pursue your own life and yourself, you're gonna get a lot of hate. Now, in some ways, to become a great entrepreneur, I think, is to be able to build some sort of immunity from other people who hate on you. And I think the big thing about understanding the hate of others is that, most people will hate you for different reasons. First and foremost, they don't understand you. So if they cannot understand you or put you inside a box, they feel threatened by you, or they feel inferior to you. So why is it that we don't like Kanye? We don't like it because his opinion is different from our own. And we think Kanye should think the way we do because we consider our opinion as superior to Kanye. Could be a thought. Why do we hate Jay-Z? Because he brags about he's a billionaire, right? And we're not billionaires. And therefore, as a consequence, Jay-Z's bragging about his wealth hurts our own personal vanity because we wish we were rich like Jay-Z, right? And so, for myself, I like to think that, I'm a unique individual who's different from other people, and certainly everyone is. Like, whether you like it or not, everyone's different. And I think what's really holding us back is kind of the weird moralistic ethical thing of modern day society, where the commandment is thou shalt be mediocre and thou shalt be the same, and to be extraordinary or different in any regards is bad and evil. So as a consequence, our modern utilitarian, you know, Judeo-Christian society is profoundly not tolerant towards outliers, to people who think differently. And even think about our like modern institutions. Standard K through 12 education is not designed to breed free thinkers. I mean, Montessori's, I'm a big fan of Montessori's. I think that's great. And also, what is all K through 12 education and also liberal universities trying to create for us? To essentially become good worker bees, to get a job in consulting or programming or whatever, to work for a company, to become a company man, to work for an institution, to become a professor, and to be an entrepreneur and to become self-employed. And this is also the sneaky thing too, is that a lot of entrepreneurs I know are so hungry to try to get VC funding rather than figuring out how to become a sole proprietor, become a solo entrepreneur like you have one, and actually trying to be scrappy and make money on your own without borrowing or raising any VC funding. So I think maybe a better step towards a more robust form of entrepreneurship is actually that founded on going at it alone and knowing that you can never partner with nobody else because nobody's on your level, and also to put no faith in nobody else but yourself, and also you will never be able to fundraise a VC money in your whole life. And so what is we to do about it? Then the simple thing is to live like an uber poor, scrappy, to live like, my personal ambition is I want to live more frugally and more like a poor person than I even did when I was a high schooler, right? Like when I was a high schooler, I spent so much money on stupid shit like clothes and shoes and, you know, partying and stuff like that. And now that I'm older and wiser, the only thing I spend my money in is paying rent, paying my server fees for my website, you know, Dropbox Pro, buying meat, and that's pretty much it. And even at this point, water and coffee is practically free. I've been actually ordering a lot of bulk coffee on Amazon. That's the Amazon Basics Light Roast. It's actually pretty good. I would give it a go. For us snobby coffee eaters, I'm like, dude, at the end of the day, just need the caffeine, man. So just give me the cheap shit. So in praise of a more cheap lifestyle. And I think that's really the best way to become an entrepreneur. You have to be cheap. Like, you can't waste like stupid money on nothing. I don't own a car. Me and Cindy, we have $0 of debt. Like, no student loan, no house payment, no car payment because we don't own a home, no student loans, no nothing. And I think you're never 100% free until you're free of debt. And you know, people say, oh, that's good debt. Like, you know, you have a mortgage at home. I'm like, nah, bro, that's no, I like, you can still say it's an investment, that's true, but yo, that's all debt is bad debt, is my general sense. So free yourself of debt. My thought is debt is the devil for the most part. Become more free-spirited. Freedom and liberty is the ultimate goal, not wealth. And maybe a thing we could do is, as an experiment for the next, I don't know, I'm gonna try this for the next year. I ain't gonna criticize or critique nobody, and better yet, I'm not gonna talk about nobody else but myself. So as a consequence, allow yourself to become more selfish, more self-centered, more you-focused, and that could be good.